Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Peteman Reviews. Today we have the Double Power Master Doubledealer. Now Doubledealer is slightly unusual in that he is portrayed as both Autobot and Decepticon, and neither. It comes with both Autobot Nebulon and Decepticon Nebulon. Though one could argue the Decepticon isn't really a Nebulon, it's more of a bat. So effectively his alt mode, which is the ICBM missile launcher, is actually his primary mode, because this is the only one where he is neither Autobot nor Decepticon, kind of a hybrid of both. So perhaps this is his resting mode, as it were, his primary mode. Mostly it's a robot, but in this case one could say it's the missile launcher. There is a bit of a theme in that they do like having missile launchers, ICBM launchers in particular, as Transformers. Problem with that is his primary weapon is a nuclear missile. When are you going to use that? If someone came up to him and attacked him here, how's he going to defend himself? With a nuclear missile launcher that blows up everything, including himself? I don't think so, but I digress. So, looking at Doubledealer himself, it's pretty good actually. All the wheels work, none of them are fake. You've got a nice red detail there. The missile itself is pretty good. And on this side it looks right too. It's quite a chunky vehicle. Runs very smoothly and works well. Now this does have a rear blaster launcher, which looks a bit odd when you actually launch the missile because it comes with it, so you kind of have to pop it off. But yeah, it's a very good toy. Now the Nebulons themselves, they all plug into the engine component here. It's a very tight fit and they are quite difficult to pop in and pop out, but they do work. So we'll start off with our Decepticon Nebulon here. Now the wings fold in like that, and it literally plugs in like that, so you can see that kind of is an engine motif there. So you plug it in as you would any other Nebulon. And the way this connection works is it unlocks a different area to the Autobot one. Namely, this unlocks the ability to rotate the wheels up this way. With the Autobot, if you plug the Autobot Nebulon in, you can't do this. These go out of the way. And what this allows you to do is to get the wings, because his Decepticon mode is a bird, unusually. So you can see he's got little parts there to roll like that. This flips down. This is going to be the rear plumage, but it also allows you to take the head out, like so. Okay, so you've got your bird looking like this now. As you can see, purple obviously denotes Decepticon. This is the kind of plumage section here. However, you've still got this front part of the cab, so the way to get around it is a little bit unsatisfactory. This arm here now rotates all the way down to give a kind of leg and a foot. Same on this side. Head is obviously now upside down. It does rotate like so, and then you can put the fins out if you want. Well, you probably need to leave it in there to form the element of feathers here. And that's it. It's bit difficult to balance. The missile does sit on as well, so you've got some options here. You can put the missile like that, you can detach it because the missile just split into two, or you can try and balance it up the top here. I'm going to try and balance it up the top here to give it a bit more of a balance, because there we are. With the weight of the back here, it kind of is a bit difficult to stand up. You've still got the engine pad here, which you could stick in here as well if you wanted, or you can stick it in there, just about, maybe not. You can stick it on there if you wanted in that hole, but then you've got somewhere to put the missile, so you can put this to one side, stick the missile in there, and try and get some sense of balance out of it. You feel like it wants to stay there, and it will do, but only if you hold it. Otherwise you have to just angle it forward a bit, because he tends to want to fall. So there we are. So it's kind of a bird of prey almost, with the missile on him. He looks pretty good from the front or from the top. You can stick the missile on, so you can carry it. I guess if he carries it, then you can stick the other bit on, as in this bit will now stick on there. So from the front, it looks pretty good. from that angle it's pretty good, but you've still got this rear here which doesn't really work at all. So it's kind of it's almost like it's a semi-transformation. It'd be nice if something came out of the legs here to produce more of a tail, but there isn't anything, so we're stuck with it as it is. All told, it's an interesting transformation because this is the Decepticon mode. Normally this would be the alt mode in a Decepticon, but no, this is the Decepticon mode. And there should be some Decepticon stickers, but this version they've long since rubbed off. Got some nice detailing on the plumage, I'll give it that. Otherwise, it's probably the least impressive, the least satisfactory of the three modes that this guy has. So we'll take him out of this now. So first transformation, head close, that rotates back down in there. Rotate that, rotate that. Now this goes back, up, round like that. We'll just plot that back in that way. Same with this steel now. Obviously take the missile off so I don't drop it. So that goes in, goes round, goes in. Okay, so now we need to take out the the Power Master. It's a really tight fit here, so we need to break out the multi-tool in order to just pry them out, because they are flipping difficult to take out, these guys. I guess it's because you've got 3 connection points to allow for the different figures, but they are really, when they go in there, they don't want to come out. So the Autobot Micromaster, I keep calling it that, the Autobot Nebulon. Transforms, much like Optimus Prime's Power Master companion, legs go up like that. And then he slots into place. Now this unlocks a different transformation. What this now means is you can move these part of the arms, which you couldn't do on the Decepticon mode. And they flip down like that, so all the way like that, and that produces the arms with the Autobot faction now. These stickers haven't rubbed off. Now this part here rotates all the way back to produce the head. Like so, and now legs like that. It actually is weirdly, this is how it looks. It kind of looks like he's broken his legs, but no, because these are the feet here, which sticks like that. Now this has more of a use in this mode, as it will snap on to there. So this way up, and then it snaps on there to give a bit more of a chest rather than just a wheel. And the actual missile breaks into 2, so you've got one part which will stick on here as a kind of missile. There we go. And then this part, he can hold it and wield this almost as a weapon. Like so. Now, your little Decepticon here, people always say you can stick him in the butt. Don't think we're going to do that, but he will hold him as well, if you want to, or you can just leave him to one side, it doesn't really matter. Now as an Autobot, it's a far more effective figure, and in many ways this is what you would normally have as the primary mode, so it's a little bit odd. Yeah, I'll just put it like that it's not. Just do some zoom in on there. He's quite bulky. The head in particular is really bulky. He looks a little bit shocked, it has to be said, just because I think the eyes are a bit disproportionate. But it's not bad, is it? He's a big figure. He's quite bulky. Just compare him against some of his contemporaries, such as Darkwing here, and he's almost half as tall as Darkwing again. If you go from head to head, for example, but even if you take into account all of Darkwing's wings behind him, he's still substantially larger than him. And I don't know if he needs to be quite as large as that. Probably he doesn't, but he is a pretty large figure. We also compare him against the Titan's Return. This is actually the Legends edition of Skull Cruncher, or Skull Smasher as they like to refer to him. And again, see, Skull Cruncher is kind of on a comparable height with Darkwing, and Doubledealer just towers over them, so he is a big figure, particularly in Autobot mode, but Decepticon mode and even ICBM launcher mode, he is still a big figure. He really is some presence to him. It's a nice idea, I have to say, because the other neither Autobot nor Decepticon spy, what was his name? I forget. It's kind of a nice idea having this, because it's not often you have both a robot that is both Autobot and Decepticon. I think he was packaged more as a Decepticon, though strictly speaking he could be classified as a mercenary. Much like Lockdown is in Age of Extinction, the more recent Transformers movie. Because he could work for either side, so is he an Autobot infiltrating as a Decepticon? Is he a Decepticon infiltrating as an Autobot? Or is he a merc working for himself? The problem with being a merc working for himself is that his only mode which shows that is the alt mode, the ICBM launcher. Whereas the Autobot mode is the only mode which gives him a robot form. Then again, one could say that Decepticons like Ravage and Laserbeak don't have a robot form either, they're kind of a beast mode. So I don't believe it's ever been established which one it is. If you go to the IDW fiction, it makes it very clear that Doubledealer is a mercenary, out for himself. He will betray anyone and anything to get what he wants. And that's probably the best way of looking at this figure. So in that respect, he is the first true non-aligned Transformer. Yes, you had Sharkticons and Junkions, but you could still line them up between Autobots and Decepticons, whereas this guy doesn't really line either. So I believe the packaging sold him as a Decepticon, but he's not a Decepticon. Same way that he's not an Autobot. In terms of toys, he is very good. Yes, get hold of him. It will cost a little bit to get all the parts, particularly the various Nebulons and the missile and the parts of the ICBM launcher. But he's worth it. He's pretty big for the collection. Unusual, and he has some good alt modes as well. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave any comments below, click and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next review. Thank you. Goodbye.